Today we're going to talk about the establishment of a ballistic profile, in particular the G1 drag standard model versus the G7 drag standard model. And I know you just had an experience where this came into play for you.
Absolutely. Alan, I have a 300 Ultra Mag that you guys made for me, and I was doing some load development and I figured out that the gun really liked the 185 Classic
I remember
Hunter.
that gun.
Very accurate. So I set up a ballistic profile on my G7 rangefinder and I based it on the G1 drag model, and I found that it was not accurate beyond 500 yards. I gave you a call and you said change it to the G7 drag model, and it fixed everything.
Yeah, the G1 drag model is set up around an old school bullet, basically, a flat base bullet with a short nose. Nothing wrong with them, but just a whole different projectile. They're very sensitive to velocity changes, and a lot of manufacturers came up with velocity categories and gave a different BC for each velocity category, and that worked okay, but it's not near as good as the G7 model. The G7 model is based on a bullet. The standard for that bullet has got a long ogive, it's got a long boat tail, and it looks just like these Bergens we're shooting. So it is not sensitive to velocity at all. So when you changed it to that, then it fixed your problems, did it not?
Absolutely. So essentially I was shooting much faster than the established G1 drag model for that bullet.
That's right. Every time we do a ballistic profile, we use the G7 standard. Fix Seth's problems, it'll fix yours if you've been using the old standard. And that's your on target tip of the week, brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles.